few weeks ago, I was teaching at a school here in Dallas. This girl walks up to me and she asks for trumpet lessons. Well, her story helped me to make this quick little quiz for you to find out if your teacher sucks. Of course, no, I don't really mean your teacher sucks, but at the same time, this should make you think about your music education, about your education in general, really. You guys already know the best way to help out this channel, to get more videos on how to play music, on how to be a modern musician, is to go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. My name is Nick McLean, and this is the NM Music Channel, where we talk about anything and everything related to the modern musician. From performing to education to, running a jazz music business, or any music business. I'm here to help you. So, you guys know we always make a plan of attack, right? Let's do that. Alright, so I have the plan of attack here on the computer. If you missed my last video, that was on 5 different sounds to use over the 5 chord. 5 for 5. I think there's a store like that, right? Today, our plan of attack is kind of like a story quiz. So let me tell you the story. The story kind of helps you to find out, does your teacher suck? Let's find out. So like I said, I was teaching some lessons to some trumpet players at a school nearby here. And this girl with a clarinet walks up to me. We'll call her a girl with clarinet. The girl with a clarinet walks up to me and she's interested in trumpet lessons. That's cool. I like that. I like the fact that you are interested in the trumpet lessons. So we start talking, and that's how we came across these couple questions that kind of help you to determine, are you learning what you need to know? Well, since she had a clarinet in her hands, the first question I had to ask her was, why do you want to take trumpet lessons? You're a clarinet player. Play your instrument. Go practice clarinet. You're in high school. You're 12th grade. Go do one thing and do it really well. Just go have fun doing that. So I guess that's the first question. Why do you want music lessons? That's kind of like a general first question, like, why do you want music lessons? Well, her answer was, I want to be a music teacher. She wants to be a music teacher when she grows up, when she goes to school to get her music education degree, when she goes and learns to play her clarinet, and in the future she wants to be a music educator. How cool is that? That's the coolest profession ever, is to teach music, is to teach the thing that you love to do. So let's find out what happens next. So we started talking, and it's really cool. She's the future of music education. She is the future of music education. How cool is that? So I had to ask, background questions, kind of give you context for everything. How long have you played your clarinet, right? How long have you played your instrument? That's the second question. It's more of a context question. It's a question that kind of is going to come back in a second here. So let's write that down. How long have you played your instrument? Well, she's been playing since 6th grade, and she's now a senior in high school. She is in 12th grade. So that means she's been playing for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is her 7th year of playing. 7 years of music education. 7 years of teachers, 7 years of clarinet. So I asked her, how many years have you been taking lessons? 7 years. She's been taking 7 years of private lessons. That's awesome. Good for you. But as you guys probably know from the title of this video and how things are working, it's not really a good thing yet. Because 7 years really could mean a lot for you. 7 years is a lot of time. So, the third question. I don't know why I asked this third, but since the sake of the video, I gotta save the best question for last. So our third question is, can you describe any theoretical concepts about music? Like, how does music work? Do you know all your scales? Can you describe functional harmony? Can you do basic music theory tasks? Are you competent in basic music theory? So I guess the question is, after blank years of study, how much music theory can you describe? After 7 years, I hope you're pretty competent in music theory. I mean, it's not really that complicated when you have 7 years to study it. We have the fourth question. The fourth question is the one. Before we do the fourth question, I know they're kind of weird questions, but can you answer these questions so far? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, we're back to it. The fourth question. The fourth and the most important question I asked her to name her favorite musician. Who's your favorite musician that plays your instrument? That's the fourth question. You know, it's your teacher's responsibility to, 1, get you listening to professionals that play your instrument, and 2, make sure you are listening to professionals that play your instrument. If you can't answer that question, that's not a good thing. She's been playing music for 7 years. She wants to be a music educator. She's probably going to be teaching next year. She's going to get her first student next year. And I asked her, who's your favorite clarinetist? And she could not answer it. In no way am I bashing on Girl with Clarinet. Girl with Clarinet is pretty cool. And I think she has an optimistic future, a great future ahead of her. But that's a real big sign in music education. When your students can't even name their favorite instrumentalist. She could not name one clarinet player. How terrible is that? Like, you know, next year when she gets her first student and her student asks, oh, who should I listen to? She would not have an answer. So if you really are thinking about it, why am I asking you guys these questions? Because these are the questions you need to ask yourself, really, to find out, are you on the right track? Are you studying music? Are you really studying music, or are you just taking lessons? There's a difference. You are the future of music education. Whether you're a music teacher or not, you are the future of music education. If you don't ask these questions, then who is? So before we end, I wanted to tell you the first question I always ask all of my students, every single one of them, and they can even ask this. I'll say, okay, so what's the first question I'm going to ask? And they know. The first question I ask all my students is, what'd you listen to this week? I think if there's the number one tip for making better music education out there is we have to ask that to our kids. We're living in a musical time period that's different than any other musical time period we've ever lived in, and students aren't listening. Go to many band programs and ask them. Just ask a random kid in that band program, who's your favorite musician that plays your instrument? If they can't name it, then I think that's a big sign that you are not teaching the way you need to teach. You know, there's a lot of teachers out there that don't talk about listening, but you can change that. If you're a student, ask your teacher, who should I listen to? If you're a teacher, ask your student, who have you been listening to? It's just a simple question. Ask it first and see what happens. See if your students get better. From personal experience, they do really fast. And what's really cool is it might suck for a while asking your student that every lesson and making a big deal of it if they don't listen. But after they come back, you know, after a little while, they start showing you some cool stuff. They start showing you who are the cool musicians in your scene. And it's so cool when they bring something to your lesson, you're like, what? How? That's awesome. Keep doing that. Keep listening. You know, if you're listening, you're learning. If you can answer all these questions, let me know. I'd want to talk to your teacher and be like, yes, you're doing the right thing. But like I said, I'm not really trying to bash any teaching out there. I'm not saying that your teacher's really a bad teacher. There's different teaching styles that people go with, but the question still remains. Why haven't they asked you? Why haven't they taught you that stuff? I don't care if you're a band director. I don't care if you're a private music teacher. It's a simple question. Ask and you'll know. So if you found that this is helpful and you couldn't answer this, share it. I want every music teacher to be asking this question. Who'd you listen to this week? If you're a trumpet player, if you're a clarinetist, if you're a bassoonist, if you play trombone, I want to know. So that kind of concludes today's video. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe. And let me tell you a little bit about what I do here online. I teach lessons. If you go to my website, www.nm-music.org, let me throw it down below. Check this out. Boom! nm-music.org. If you go there and you are interested in joining the studio, hit the shop and join the studio. I have 3 different options for the studio. You can do the unlimited online lessons. You can do the subscription lower fee price lessons, or you can just buy one lesson and take that one lesson. All of these options are a great way to get better at your instrument. But you already know the first question I will ask you on your first lesson is, who'd you listen to this week? If you can't answer that, wow. Nah. But if you can answer that, I'll give you a free lesson. How's that? My first lesson's free. All right, thanks. See ya.